The 2012 Kansas legislative session has now completed 6 weeks, and at this time of the session, the committee activity pace picks up considerably. These committees held many hearings, and the high-profile issues that we have been following, including immigration, tax reform, and water conservation, all received considerable attention and action this week. On the immigration front, the House and Senate Federal and State Affairs Committees together held 6 hearings on numerous immigration or labor bills. The one bill that is being supported by the Kansas Livestock Association and many other business groups and local chambers, including the state chamber, is a bill that received quite a bit of attention with 3 hearings, and that bill is called the Kansas Workers and Community Partnership Act. It's in House Bill 2712 and Senate Bill 399. That bill is one which sets up the state to serve as an advocate or sponsor of legal workers in the state, kind of the opposite approach that some of the other bills that are introduced pattern similarly to Arizona, Alabama, and Georgia. The other hearings were on bills to mandate various forms of E-Verify, which is a federal program designed to have employers do a search whenever they do a new hire. Most of these groups in the coalition were opposed to those bills and again preferred the other approach in House Bill 2712 and Senate Bill 399. It's uncertain yet what will happen, but probably in the next week or 2, these committees will decide if they're going to move a bill forward. On the income tax reform side, the governor's plan has been heard in both the Senate and House tax committees. In the meantime, the House Republicans have proposed their own plan, which is somewhat different than the governor's proposal. The House plan would not repeal the deductions or the credits, but it does propose to ratchet down the income tax rate and has a trigger mechanism that any revenues above 2% higher than the previous year would be targeted to reducing those rates even further, especially with the lower income brackets. On the water side, several bills are moving along fairly rapidly this session. Senate Bill 272 is a multi-year flex account. That has passed the Senate, it has passed the House, and there may need to be one more action by the Senate because of a slight change, but there's a good possibility that that bill will be on the governor's desk by the end of this week. The other bill, which is to repeal the long-standing use it or lose it water law, has also received a lot of action. It's passed the House and the Senate, and that bill too could go to the governor this week, and we're hoping that those will become law, so there'll be some certainty and more information about water use that will apply to the 2012 season. The balance of this week will be mostly floor action, as this is the turnaround time, and the House will try to work all the bills that have come out of their committee. The Senate will do the same. There's always exceptions, of course, especially bills dealing with appropriations. But by the end of this week, we'll have a better feel for what issues will be moving forward and which ones may die for this session.